Welcome to Block Marketing Creative Solutions. I'm Evie and Eddie. We are here and we are going to be covering data rehash for HVAC and plumbing and also any other industry that may be interested in this service. So today we're going to cover some email pieces that we use for our HVAC contractor, and also we're going to evaluate the data and the art pieces to see whether those art pieces deliver the results that we were looking for. If not, we're going to have to improve them on the next run. So Eddie?
Thank you for taking the time. So today, like Evie said, we're going to go over an account that we took over probably 3-4 months ago. The first thing we did was first we met up with the customer. We found out what the need was. So in the HVAC and plumbing industry, there's a lot of options to remarket. Okay. So this program, we put it together, it's called Data Rehash. So one of the things that we do, first we go in and we analyze. We sit down with the customer. We want to understand what kind of systems you have. Are you using Service Titan? Do you currently have a database? Once we have those answers, then we bring it in-house and we'll start coming up with different solutions. So the one thing that we did and we wanted to focus with this account was to rehash everything that was already opened. So after the conversation with the customer, we were given the data. Our staff was able to clean everything. We created different folders. And the type of data that we wanted to rehash was anything that was open last year. And when I mean open, was anything that a sales guy went out and gave an estimate and was never closed. The second one was going to be for service. So service is another good source of income for the companies. So in many cases, when the technician goes out, he's going to give out an estimate for the customer to get something repaired. If they don't do that, they're only going to charge the $89. So we wanted to follow up that, and so we did it. So we put the system in place. It was already running for 60 days. After 60 days, which is the second month, we go and we analyze. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to go over the results and we're going to explain you exactly why we did what we did on the analytical side of it and also on the creative.
And now we're going to cover the email marketing pieces that we blasted with this contractor. But before I even go any further, I do want to clarify, normally we do traditional email campaigns. And what are those traditional email campaigns? Is when you send one email piece and, you add an incentive and then you wait for the result. In this case, we did something different. We created a sequence of events, different pieces, but with a message that's tied in to the main campaign. And we're going to show it right now with the results and the art pieces. All right.
Okay, so let me start first with our software. How the software came about. We have done this for 10 years, lead generation. So one of the things that we saw was that a lot of contractors are very good at doing what they do, but there's always something left on the table. So our system, Ultra Suite, what it does, it helps them nurture everything that they have already if they have done business for a while. So the first thing you need to have is a database. Okay, once you have a database, we go into the system and then we create what's called a workflow. Okay, so the reason why we do workflow, like Gabby was mentioning, normally we do email pieces, but the reason why we do a workflow because we want to warm up the data. So in many cases, those customers haven't heard anything from you for a few months. So what we do, we first warm up the data with a sequence of events. So Evie mentioned that we send emails, but this time we did a workflow or a drip. Okay, it's going to be a sequence of events. So I want to show you guys the data that we were able to get out of the first campaign. So remember, it's a sequence of events. So it's going to be 5 different email pieces. The reason why we created 5 email pieces again is because it's going to be 5 different promotions. The whole idea is that we're going to be able to target. We're going to be able to track whenever the customer opens the email, whenever someone clicks the email. We're also going to get the reply and the bounce rate. Okay. So if we started with 3,000 customers, after we finish with this, we're going to have the ones that are warm. Okay. So on our first piece, we see that we got 91% that got into the system. That doesn't mean that everyone saw your message. Okay. So we want to focus on the ones that opened the emails. So whenever you do an email piece, the opening rate could be very, very low. So anything between a 20 and 30, it's good. And that's what we want to work our way up. Okay. So on the first one, we see that we had almost 12% that did open. And something that our system would do that other systems don't do. Once they open the email, then your office is going to get a notification. Then we go into who clicked the email. That's the person that we want to go after. So anyone that clicks our email piece, we want to communicate with them, and we want to see if they still need our services. And if they don't, then we always want to put them into a remarketing piece. So that customer is already engaged with you, okay? And that's what we want to do after we get all this done. And bounce rate, okay? Again, if you started with 2,000 customers, now we took everyone that bounced. That means it was a bad email or that's not active anymore, okay? And you want that because you don't want to keep repeating your emails over and over to those that don't want your information.
Yeah.
So next, what Evie did, Evie put the email piece together, and he's going to give you guys a little bit of details on why he did what he did. So go ahead.
All right. So again, the purpose of this campaign, we are targeting residential open opportunities. These opportunities, I believe they were like 6 months ago, or up to a year?
Up to a year, yes.
So a year. And so we know that sometimes technicians go out and, they see the systems, whether it is a furnace or an AC unit, and oftentimes they don't even close those opportunities. And so, but they do end up having the contact. So what do we want to do? Well, we want to keep that, and the next time we want to retarget again those contacts. So for this piece, we wanted to focus on two things: the caption and the headline. What is the headline on this one? Residential service and repair, keep your home running smooth this summer. Why did I choose to write this headline? Well, simply because, again, we're targeting homeowners and we want to focus on service and repair, because we know that those units, they break down, as you use them often. Sometimes you just need a simple repair, or sometimes you just need a complete service, a tune-up. But also, I wanted to focus in the indoor air quality, because we also want to push product. Product always helps the contractor to get more in the door when they sell a product. And so we thought it was a good idea to also add that product in there. Of course, we have the call to action by now. And we always want to make sure that the first image, the principal image, we have a call to action. What is that call to action? Book service. Once the recipient clicks book service, they are going to be redirected to a calendar. This way, as the contractor is going to get already a book appointment rather than, an inquiry. Inquiries, we know we have to chase them, and that's a hassle. We don't want that. So that was the objective on this piece. So we're gonna go to the next one. And also before that, Eddie mentioned that we have several pieces where we want to continue to inform, because we're warming up the data, and that's the reason why we have copy describing what the benefits are to service your system. And so if you want to learn more, then you do have the option to be redirected to a landing page that provides more information. And at that point, you can either choose to submit an inquiry or also book the service directly from the funnel or landing page.
And also keep in mind, Evie, that after many years, one of the things that we found out was that whenever you do an advertising, they find themselves chasing those leads. So again, our system that's not going to do that. I mean, of course, you got to have a little bit of mixture, but exactly. What you're going to have is going to be appointments. And but let me ask you something. So something that we forgot to mention was that whenever you're doing an email piece, it has to be sent at the right time with the right message. So before, like I mentioned, when we collected the data, what we did, we segmented the data in different folders. So the reason why we know this customer is getting the right message is because this right here is anything that was left open for service. So if we didn't close the call the first time, then this email is going to engage that customer, okay? So we are looking for people that are looking for service and repair, okay? If they're not interested in that, then we introduce the indoor quality. Now, at this point, we're just introducing the product, and then we're going to follow up with a sequence of emails, okay? So now we're moving into our second piece. So now keep in mind, what lead nurturing is going to do is going to hit the customer for at least a whole entire month. Okay. The first one is going to go out. This one went out about 30 days ago. First one went out. And the second one is going to go out after 7 days. Okay. Now on this right here is the data. So we're going to analyze the data for the second piece. Okay. We do see that our second piece, everything went in, it got delivered, meaning it got into the mailbox. I do see that our open rate went down. It's only 7%. We didn't get any clicks on that, and we didn't get any replies. We did got a little bit of bounce emails, so it's still being cleaned. Okay, so this is the second attempt. Now this one went 7 days after the first one, and now Evie is going to talk about the creative piece on this. Can you go over this piece and let us know exactly why was this the second piece, the follow-up, your first one? What was the logic behind? And because our customers want to know that. They want to know why our success is so high versus any other platform where it takes 3-4 months. Our platform, 30 days, 60 days, and you're already seeing results.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Evie.
Yeah, first I do want to clarify that we do 5 pieces. Within those 5 pieces, we reblast the first one. And so like Eddie mentioned, it takes up roughly about 30 days. So we can blast up at any point in those 30 days, just so that based on those results, then we can determine, okay, well now, after blasting it the first time, let's do it maybe 3 days from now, and so on. Now, as we saw the first piece was straight to the point, service and repair. And the second one, what I was thinking is to continue talking about why you need to, get service on your AC, especially, during the hot seasons. However, the difference in this one, I decided to add some offers because now that we saw the first email campaign having very good results, we figured, okay, well, what if we provide incentives? Those incentives can, give us higher return. So in this one, my headline was, how efficient was your air conditioning last summer? Now, why am I mentioning last summer? Because I know that during the hot seasons, everyone uses their AC to the fullest. And once the summer is over, then, people turn off their ACs and they don't use them anymore. And so it gets piled up. But some people use their AC not completely at 100% because they didn't do maintenance prior to the summer. And so maybe those customers had a bad experience, but they didn't know any better, I guess. Or they were so busy that they just didn't consider maintaining their AC. So I figured, what if, and that's the reason why I want to tie in the incentives with the headline. How efficient was your air conditioning last summer? If it was bad, of course, we want them to book service right now. And so again, from the previous email, we wanted to have some copy. Don't wait until your AC fails when you need it the most. So everything's tying in with the headline, the copy, or the article. And then from there, if they want to learn more, you can click learn more. And also we have the offers, free service call with repair, or $99 tune-up special. So as you can see, everything's signing. So that was the objective on this piece. Now, is it reflecting the results? We already saw that it didn't. But again, we're still learning. And I believe on the second one, we will have more higher results.
And also keep in mind, one part that we forgot to mention, we don't just set up the emails, we also have funnels, because we want to have a place where we send this traffic, so we give them the opportunity to either call, to book themselves, or to even chat with someone in the office. So our system is going to give you those tools. It's not just an email marketing platform. No, it's more than that, a lot more than that. It's a sales marketing platform.
That's what they want.
Exactly. And people want to be able to have the option of doing business in when day one, okay? So we already saw the data for the first email, the second email. Now we go into the third email. Now this one here was a lot different. On this one, we see that we got 100% that got in. Again, our open rate was on the low end. we didn't really get any clicks on this piece, okay? And we didn't get any replies. But again, this is what we want. We want people to see our brand. We know they're not going to engage with us all the time. And if you want to get a little bit more engagement, then some things that we can work will be the timing when it goes out. That's something that we didn't explore on our first batch.
Yeah.
But it's something that we can keep in mind when it's going out. So that way, maybe we can increase the open rate and also the click. So now, what do you think people didn't click on this piece as much as they did on the other ones, Evie? I mean, based on the setup.
Is this a second email or a third? Oh, this is a third.
This is a third email, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking, based on what we're seeing, well, we saw high results on the first one. So that means everybody got hit, everybody opened it. We have to see the date, actually, we blasted this email piece.
You might think that, and then this is just a thought. Just a thought. Air quality. Do people know what air quality is?
Probably.
To keep the air in your house. Well, those are the little things that we work when we set up the pieces. Okay, so now this one here, I guess out of everything that we got, so we want to focus on getting clicks. This one got 0.40%. That probably is 1 click or 2 clicks. We didn't get any replies, meaning they didn't engage with us. But we did that, everything got in.
Well, remember that right now, what we're doing at this point, our objective is to warm up the data. So right now we're throwing pieces that are related to the first email piece. The first email piece, remember that we were talking about air quality. And so we figured, let's add another piece because we want people to remember that we did mention air quality in the beginning. And so now we're sending more information about air quality. If they don't know what air quality is, they'll know now because, again, we have information about air quality so that people can have a clean air in their homes. We know that dust is created all the time.
So, and again, we planted the seed in the customer's mind because keep in mind, when you go in and you do a service call, that's $100. But when you can go and sell an indoor air quality package, that's already $1,800 to $2,200. So what does that mean for your technicians? Well, instead of walking with just $89, if they offer, the customer mentions the air quality product, then boom, that's where you got them. And we're going to follow up with a sequence of promotions, introducing a little bit more information on what air quality is. But indoor air quality, it's something big in the HVAC industry. Again, going back to the times when you're slow, what else can we offer our customer? Then we do it in a different way. We get the guy inside the house with an introduction, maybe $89 or $100 tune-up. Once we have the guy inside the house, then we go into offering the indoor air quality. And at this time, the customer already is going to have certain questions about regarding the product. And now it's the job of the technician or the comfort advisor to be able to close the sale. And that's the whole purpose of doing this. Again, data rehash, data remarketing. We want to focus on offering more services to our current database. Because if you do that, it's going to cost you a lot less than trying to go in and acquire new customers. To give you an idea, the cost of acquiring a new customer it went up dramatically. Before it was anywhere from $150 to $200. Based on our data, it's going up anywhere from $250 to $300. And that's just to acquire someone. That doesn't mean you're going to make the sale.
Is this on service or installation?
This is on installations. On service, the numbers are a little bit different. But again, on what we want to do, we want to go in and get through the service and then see if we can find those replacements. Going in and acquiring customers for new installations, it's a little bit more expensive. So there's different things that we do to help our customers to be able to acquire those opportunities. Whatever they do once they're inside the house, that's a second stage, and we'll go over that in our next video. So now I believe this is the 4th or the 5th.
So this is SMS actually.
This is the SMS, yeah. No, this is not the SMS. This is the service. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're still in service, but now we're providing SMS. If you go to the next slide. So that's a slide, yeah. So on this one, I think
so something I forgot to mention. So we don't just do the emails; we also do SMS. So now you can get into their personal phone. If we don't make it into the mailbox, now we're gonna get into the personal phone. There's a gray line between now that things are changing. So you got to be a little bit careful when you do SMS campaigns. You do have to get the consent from the customer. That's the word. The consent from the customer. So that way you don't get in trouble. But we're going to be able to provide you with that information before we do any SMS campaign. So that way we want to make sure that you stay within compliance with the new laws.
Now, remember that the way you get consent, and this is just a general rule, whenever someone purchases a product or a service, they provide their email, their phone, and their full name, right? When they do that, they're consenting, and that's why it's always important to have a little fine print where it says, once you provide information, we will be using it for marketing purposes. Of course, you're not going to sell their data, but you're going to be using it for your company, and it keeps everybody safe, protected as well.
One of the things that I want to point out on the next piece, and we'll share the screenshot with you guys on this video. Whenever we send an email, we always want to track what's happening on the SMS. Okay, we want to know if they click on the link. That's one. We always want to give them the opportunity of them to opt out. If they don't want to keep getting any information from us, we always give them that. And we also have a tracking number. Anything that happens on that tracking number, you're going to be able to listen to it. You can go back and you can coach your staff. So let's move it to the next one, and I believe this was the last one. So the data on this one, we got 100% that got in, so that's good.
Actually, I think this one is recycled. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we have actually 4 pieces, but we're blasting 5 times. Almost at the end, we are recycling the first email campaign as a reminder so that we can be on people's mind. That's the reason why we're reblasting again. So the final piece is that one, the exactly.
Okay, so the final piece is the maintenance. Okay, so the customer already saw a promotion. They saw indoor air quality. Now we also did send an SMS, and now we're going into the maintenance. So why maintenance? Well, maintenance is how we get inside the house. Maintenance is how your company has its value. Okay, if you have a lot of maintenance, it's easier for you to get back inside the house and then see what other needs our customers might have. So on this one, what we did, we send them a promotion for the maintenance. We go out to the house twice, once in the summer, once in the winter for $249. And that also has some discounts. So that's one option. And if you just want to go in with one, you don't want to get the AC or heating at the same time, then it's only $100. Now this, again, last time we did it, we were able to get a lot more clicks on this piece. And I'm going to show you a different set of data. But so the 2 pieces that got a lot more clicks and engagement was the first one and was the last one, the maintenance. And I'm guessing because of the time, again, summer it's around the corner. So all the customers want to have their AC, rating. They don't want to be down during the summer. Any other question? Any other?
No, let me see the data on that one. Go back.
And on this one, you don't see any data because it hasn't been done yet. So remember, it's sequence. So
the last one. Yeah, you're right.
Still,
yeah, this is the last one. You're right. So yeah.
So on this one, we don't have any data, but we'll share that once we have it. So now we're moving on into to the next campaign. So the next campaign is going to be for anything that was open on installation. So whenever, and this is something different, whenever the conflict advisors, and this is for companies that are sales driven, whenever the conflict advisor goes out and does an estimate, you already know you're going to have 3 other companies that are going to come after you. So how are you going to make yourself stand, apart from stand out from them? Well, the way we do it is by doing an automation. It's a workflow. Because a lot of times, if you don't make the sale on the spot, we still have to do, we still have to do a follow-up. Exactly, and that's when the sale starts. So what we found out was that our system is going to help you on the follow-up process, but you also have to do a little bit of personal engagement. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over that data. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to be covering installation and replacement, as Eddie mentioned in the beginning. We are focusing on contacts that had estimates given to them, and so those we consider open opportunities. And so the objective here is to send out an email piece reminding them that as a contractor we provide installation and replacement, get the best air conditioning service in the area, right? In this one, we wanted to provide very short copy about the service. For example, on this one, on the article we have, are you looking for the best air conditioning installation and replacement service in your area? Well, yeah, we have a little copy about it. And if they want to learn more, they can always visit the landing page where it has more information about it. But we also wanted to showcase an image of a condenser, signifying that that's what we are providing. A new piece, or if you want to replace it. Our call to actions are very straightforward. Book a free estimate. And where does the recipient go after they click that button? They go to our calendar where they have the liberty to choose, the date that's convenient to them in time. And that way, customer service will check it, and then they will confirm whether they are good to go for that estimate. And we also want to continue to provide incentives, offers, get a 1,000 instant rebate on new system installation and so on. And we throw in there the free service call with repair, just in case someone is still looking for service. We want to give them that opportunity. So that was the objective of the first email piece. Remember, we're warming up again those opportunities who had estimates a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago or so. That way they'll know that we're there if they need us, and we're going to see the results on this one. So again, this was the first piece.
So on this one, we see that we have 97, and again, this is a different set of data. Okay, so everything that was open and didn't get closed last year. So on this one, we got 97. We did get a little bit more open on this one, which was 12, about 13%. Now, we didn't get any clicks or replies, but as long as they're opening the email, our staff is going to get that notification, and then we're going to engage with them. We also have to be able to coach them. So one of the things that we do, it'll go something like this. Mr. Smith, I see that you opened one of our emails, and I'm doing a follow-up. I was wondering if you're ready to move forward with our company. So this training has to happen between the sales manager and whoever's doing the follow-up, or you can even tap into your comfort advisors and just remarket all those opportunities.
All right, so our next piece, again, we already introduced that we are targeting people who had an estimate, installation, and replacement. So what do we want to do? We want to continue to give them this idea that, hey, the summer's approaching. Don't go another summer with an uncomfortable, day or situation at your home. So our headline is, don't go another summer without an air conditioning system, because oftentimes, again, many homeowners go another summer without a system, and so it gets uncomfortable. And the same concept, the same idea. We wanted to provide information about why is it important to hire a professional to install an AC system. And so we have an article, and in this one we decided to add the phone number. That way they can call, make it easier, and so that those phone numbers can be ringing. And as always, have the call to action: book a free estimate, which they will be redirected to the calendar so that they can book the estimate at a time that is convenient for them. So let's see the results, Eddie.
So on this one, we see that we got 96%. Now this one did get almost 28% open rate. Okay, so a lot of people did open this one. So what do you think that was the...
Well, clicks, I believe clicks, not much, because again, we didn't add a call to action where we redirect customers to a landing page. We wanted them to book themselves. That was our objective. Book yourself. I believe on the other pieces we do have call to actions to the landing page, and I believe that's on the third one.
Okay, and also keep in mind, and this is what I always tell people: you always got to have this consistently, because if you haven't reached out to them and all of a sudden you want them to start clicking and buying from you, that's not going to happen. And if somebody's telling you that, they're just lying to you. There's a process. First, you got to warm up the data, then they'll start engaging with you. So a 28% open rate, that's beautiful here. So let's go into the next one, and this one is keep your air conditioning unit running smoothly.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about this, please, Evan?
Yeah. So again, the whole message has to stay consistent. We want to be in the minds of people to remind them that summer's approaching, the hot season is approaching, and that's the reason why the headlines are as in the following manner: keeping your air conditioning unit running smoothly. Now, maybe people they do have a system. Remember, we're talking about new installations and replacement. But what if they do have a system, but it's really all worn out? This is a good opportunity to get a replacement, right? And so we added an article that talks about satisfaction guarantee, why choose this company to, provide the service. And so if they want to learn more, now this one does have the call to action to learn more about the installation service and so on. And so I'm hoping that we do have at least clicks here.
And this is the data on it. So I guess we already went over the data, which is 28%.
Yeah.
That open, and we did get 98% delivered.
Yeah, so the final one is get the best air conditioning installation and replacement service. And again, just like the service email campaign, we reblasted the first one so that we can, so the recipients can keep the contractor's, brand in their mind. And then this one, we didn't really touch a lot on, this idea, but we wanted the recipient to know that if they do hire this contractor, they will get the best service. I mean, that's the whole objective, get the best service. And so we also added an article where they can continue to learn more about the company, and at that point make a final decision whether this company is a good fit for them to do business with. And so that's the reason why we added this headline, get the best air conditioning installation and replace service. And so they can book a free estimate or continue to learn more about the business.
Okay. And we see that on this one, we did get 90% that went in. We did get some clicks. Okay. And this is good with those clicks. And 10% fell, meaning that the email was bad, but that already was taken out from the drip. So that way, next time you're not going to waste your money on doing remarketing for that. So we have covered 2 different campaigns. So far, we have done service. We want to engage those customers to do business with us when they're getting ready to repair or replace their units. And we also engaged our customers for installations. Okay. Now, the last one, it's SMS. SMS, it's a very, very good one. You guys saw the open rates and the click rates on the emails. With SMS, those increase dramatically, because if you notice, everyone has their phone. When you have a text message, you're going to be on that phone. You're going to reply. You're going to see it. So we do, and you got to be careful because you don't want to bug those customers. You don't want to get them upset with you. So you got to be.
I think that one.
You got to be
SMS. So that's good. That's from the SMS. Yeah.
Yeah. So the SMS is. Let me see. I got that one too. Okay. So on the SMS, this is what we did. It was a sequence of 5 pieces that went out. Okay. The first one was 71 that got in. On that one, 14% fell. Okay. So what does that mean? This is a little bit different. When they fail, means that they either have a landline or the number's not good anymore. So we don't want to keep bugging those customers. We don't want to call those customers because we don't want to waste resources on them. So this is already a good clean. Now 71% went in. So if you have 300 that 70% are good, the other, we have to be able to take them out from your data. So that way we know we don't waste our resources. On the fourth piece, 81% got delivered, 12% got clean. We didn't get clicks on this because I believe we didn't have our trigger on it. So in order for us to keep to track the clicks on the pieces, we have to put a tracking. So now on our second attempt, we're going to be able to do that. But 81% are getting in. So that's really good, because keep in mind, an email, it might get open and it might not get open. And if they see it, they get a bunch of those. But a text message is a little bit more personal. So we are very careful on the message that goes out.
Oh, yeah.
Because we want to make sure that, they don't resent the brand. We want them to have a good feeling about the brand. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, one of the things I do want to clarify with the pieces that we send on SMS, everybody gets text messages, right? I get text messages about various things. The reason why sometimes I don't click on those text messages because I don't know who is it? Where's this coming from? So what we do different, we add the logo of the company. And so as a recipient, if I see a text message, I see the brand, and then I see the message and the call to action. So that gives us more opportunities to be able to be in front of the recipient than just a random message that you have no idea where it's coming from. So, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, exactly, and that's very important. But also, the contractor has to be able to do that engagement with them. So once you finish doing a business, do a happy call. Make sure that they were satisfied with the service you provided. And once we do this, then you're going to see a lot more clicks. So the percentages are going to go up high. So it's a whole process. The process that we put in place when we sit down, we talk to the account, and we also coach them. I forgot to mention, but we also have training, and what we do that is our success onboarding. We have the training at least once a week where we're going to meet up with your CSR, and we're going to give them all this information, because at the end of the day, this information is just going to help you run your business, your marketing side, and even your sales department a lot better. So on the third piece, we see that this one, we don't really sure what happened. I'm not really sure what happened, because we only have a 10% that got in. And I believe this is when we had a little glitch in our system, but it should have been a lot higher. That's why it fell. It's 89. So I know that this piece didn't go out, or it didn't see many. It didn't go out. So we got to go and see what happened with this and go into a little bit more details. But the last one, on this one, you guys already see that our deliver percentage went up 76. Now our click rate went up 1.42. So now keep in mind, the percentages are different based on the size of the database, because if you have 1,000 and 2% of 1,000 is different than if you only have 300 customers in your database.
But that's still good though.
Yeah, also keep that in mind. And finally, on the last one, 80% went in, and you saw it 3.36. Now I want to see the pieces that went out and the ones that got more clicks, because once we do this again, then those are the ones that we're going to put even in the front, and then we'll fine tune the ones that didn't get many clicks.
Yeah.
Any images on those?
Not on these.
Not on this.
Yeah, it's just the logo, and just a very short copy with either call now or click to learn more.
Okay, so that covers everything that we have for today. One of the things that I want to point out is that if you need this data rehash, it's a process. It's going to take at least 30 days. We're going to go in, we're going to talk to you, we're going to find out exactly what you want to accomplish. There's companies that just want to focus on getting new maintenance. There's companies that they're sales driven, and there's companies that are doing it right, where they have maintenance, service, and then they have installation. Maybe with your experience, what do you think? And maybe you might not know this number, but I do, because it's my job to also know know the outcome of this in dollar amounts. What would you say that out of 1,000 customers that we have, how many sales were generated out of this process, out of this technique that you put together?
How many? That's a hard. I need to ask the customer.
Yeah, and that's something that we don't need to know as a marketing, because our job is just to put the opportunities in the table. But we also want to make sure that they're making money, because if you're spending $1,000, $2,000 in this, then you should be able to see a 10x return on investment.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I didn't answer the question again, because we're still running the pieces. But as a marketing company, our job is done, right? We deliver the leads because everybody wants leads, everybody wants phone calls, but also we go a little step further to ask every time, okay, so how many opportunities did you get from this campaign or from this other source? And at that point, we get to evaluate, and we get to see whether our methods are working. And at the end of our projects, then we will have numbers. We will have, okay, well, we close such and such a number of opportunities, and so we will be able to deliver that.
And also keep in mind, we are going to coach you. We're going to help you. We're going to walk you all the way, from where to find the leads, what to talk, what to say to the customer, because we already have a system. We have 10 years of experience working with HVAC companies, and this will set us apart from all the other companies. No one is doing something like this. There's expensive platforms where, again, you have to hire somebody to implement this, and then that person needs to come inside and coach. We have a system that is going to be implemented in no more than 3 months. And once you have the results, you're not going to want to stop this. So give us a call. We'll be able to help you out.
And don't forget to visit blockmarketing.com.